Who's your favorite Spider-Man villain?
Spider-Man what?
Villain.
Villain. Venom.
Awesome.
Yeah. By the way, me and Tom Hardy on camera. Ooh, that's an unexpected twist for you.
Please welcome Shamiek Moore. Got a microphone for you right here. It is incredible to have you here.
Ah, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
First time in Pittsburgh?
First time.
Oh, there you go.
Time, yes. First time. Yeah.
So I got a couple questions for you. They got some questions for you. We're just going to hang out.
Let's talk.
Yeah. So I'm going to cut right to the chase about Spider-Verse. When you first read the script, we were all worried what this was going to be about. It was unlike any other superhero movie.
I didn't really read the script, to be 100% honest. No, Chris and Phil were involved. Nothing to worry about in my mind. I trusted the people that were involved, and I never really fully dive into a script all the way before I film anything. I like to learn my lines like 10 minutes before I go do it, so it feels way more like I don't know what I'm going to say next right now, so it's genuine, it's authentic. And, I never really gravitated to doing plays because it's like, I know exactly what I'm going to say next, it becomes a whole lot less believable when it's rehearsed to me. So, yeah.
Was there any kind of audition process?
They saw the movie Dope, which was my first big film. It was a live action film, so they got to see my physicality and whatnot. And I was up for one of their films, Star Wars, they were doing, and they went and checked out Dope at Sundance when we premiered it. And they asked for a voice note from the iPhone, and they used it as a temp they used it to go along with their temp animation while they were auditioning people, and they got used to my voice. So
that's nice.
That's kind of how it went,
So you started in live acting, went into voice act. How was that transition? Seamless? Just do it?
Well, yeah, I'm still, while doing Spider-Verse, I've put out a film called Let It Snow on Netflix. It's a Christmas film. Nice. Did really well. And same thing, I have a show called Wu-Tang on Hulu right now where I play Raekwon the chef.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, totally different character. So, I still act. So yeah, Spider-Verse is actually transcending, Dope is like a very hip hop cultured, like it's more for like culture, and then the Get Down is about the beginning of hip hop, so it's still touched, more of like the hip hop kind of culture, and then going into Wu-Tang is basically the same thing. So Spider-Verse is like still embracing that Brooklyn hip hop swag, but it's like way more, it's transcendent. It's Spider-Man. It's like people from all walks of life relate to Miles and Peter and Gwen and their story, and it's bigger than it's about how you wear the mask. That's what makes you a hero. So
did you see any of the finished product before it hit the theaters?
No, I don't know anything. Y'all don't believe me. I literally don't know anything. I didn't know the live action moments were in that film. I didn't know they were going to end the film where they ended it. I didn't like. Okay,
so when you saw it in a theater, what was the reaction like, and what was your reaction to seeing it on the screen?
What was the reaction? I was, first and foremost, I felt like they took all the ingredients from the first cake, and then they like made it bigger. They made a bigger cake, the ingredients from the first film and made it a bigger film, in case, the metaphor was too much. But I loved the film. Honestly, I think it took a second because there was so much more going on than I knew, because again, I didn't read the whole script. Not only that, they didn't have a completed whole script. We did this thing for 4 years, okay? It's a lot of redos and stuff. So yeah, I think I was just surprised at everything. Like the first movie was a Miles Morales film, and I think this movie was like about the Spider-Verse. You know what I mean? So I think even digesting that was the first thing I had to do because I was like, oh, this is what's going on in this film.
Because I remember when the film came out, I had friends of mine go, this film is more important to see than your next meal. You need to see this film.
Ooh.
Yeah, so, and I don't hear that a lot. I'm serious, and I was skeptical. I went to the theater, and the place was exploding.
Ooh, I love to eat, though. So, ooh. You know what I mean?
So I got one more question, then we're going to go out in the audience.
Okay.
Do you feel more of a connection to live action or voice when you see it, when you feel it? What does it for you?
Live action. Not going to lie to you. Mm-hmm. I love to look at myself on screen. That's narcissistic. It's narcissistic. I'm sorry. But you asked me, and the truth is I love to look at the different characters, and I love my voice performance in it. But I almost feel like I'm getting older and I get it. But when I first did Dope, for example, and we were first talking about this thing, like what I could bring to the character of Miles as a live action role is very levels different than, what I'm doing right now. It's just, that's the reality of what's happening at this second. So
we'll get to your questions in a second. Just once more, I got to ask one more question. How did you get into acting and voice acting? How did you get into it? What age and what got you into it?
Well, I grew up in a all-boys military school, and then I was in a Christian school. My mom, and I have family that's like Muslim and Christian and Rastafarian, so there's a lot of, so anyway, my dad came home from tour because he's a guitar player, reggae musician. I don't know if anybody knows like traditional reggae bands, but anyway, skipping for it.
What band? Was it like Steel Pulse? Or?
Steel Pulse.
You're kidding me.
No, Steel Pulse.
I just took a lucky guess.
For example, Israel Vibrations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peter Tosh. And yeah. So my dad is a guitar player. He's like that. And he came home, and I'm sitting here like, are you playing Christian music? No, man. Oh, is it devil music you're playing? He did not like that. His whole energy was like, what did you just ask me? And that was like the perspective from the Christian school, So long story short, that led into him taking me to this movie, You Got Served, which was like a dance hip-hop film. Mm-hmm. And I walked in like a soldier with my pants on my belly button, and I came out sagging. Like, this is like a reality thing. I came out sagging, and I feel like I could see myself in a mirror in a very different way, And from there, I started dancing. I did dance battles. That led to music videos. It was like a 12-year-old kid battling like 22-year-olds and winning. And it's on camera, so. Yeah. And then casting directors started casting for like Soulja Boy and Lil Wayne and Carrie Hilson and all the early 2000s Atlanta movement, because that's where I grew up. So now I'm in music videos running around. And then those same casting directors were hired to cast for Cartoon Network. So then they was looking for kids, and they reached out to me because they have a job to deliver some good work. And essentially, that just kept going. Then it was Incredible Crew on Cartoon Network. Then it was Dope. Then it was The Get Down. Then it was the next one, then Spider-Verse, and et cetera. It just kind of kept, one thing led to the next.
It's a great arc.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some questions over here, and I want to pop over here. We'll come around to you.
All right. Hello, Shamiek.
How's it going?
Going great. How about you?
No complaints here.
Well, I just wanted to say Miles Morales is definitely one of my favorite characters, and I want to thank you for playing him in all the Spider-Verse movies.
Thanks, man. I do the best I can.
Hey, you do wonderful.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
So my one question for you is, what would you say are your favorite moments and lines you got to do as Miles Morales for both Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse?
Who's Morales? And everyone keeps telling me how my story's supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Great line.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get some more questions from that side of the room for a bit.
Hi, Shamiek.
Hey.
I'm asking this question for my sister because she really wanted me to talk to you. She was like, Ella, you have to go say hi to Shamiek for me when you see him. So I'm just wondering, what made you want to be a part of the Spider-Verse?
Spider-Verse specifically, it was an opportunity. I'm an actor, it popped up. But Miles Morales playing him, I was writing it in my journal while filming the movie Dope. I kind of skipped that part. So I was given a journal, and I was kind of staying with one of my castmates in the movie Dope. So her name's Kiersey. So she gave me this journal because we were listening to we were watching The Secret on YouTube. We were reading The Alchemist. Pharrell told us to read that book. We were listening to the audiobook, The Master Key System. We were working out, and she got me a journal. She gave it to me. Boom. The first thing I wrote was, I am Miles Morales. I am Spider-Man. And, I wrote a lot of other things in that book. But I wrote that as we were filming the movie Dope. So when we premiered the movie Dope at Sundance, it was like the people from the movie Spider-Verse were there. And they came and inquired for me to make a voice note that they ended up using for their temp animation. And then they got used to my voice, and I ended up playing Miles Morales. So that's how that kind of happened. Yeah. That was your question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
I felt like I kind of...
No.
Me and my son actually really loved the Into the Spider-Verse show, and it really changed it for us seeing a black character in a major role. It's something that we could connect with, so I thank you for that. But I have a question about the Wu-Tang American Saga.
There we go. Let's see the sweatshirt for a second.
I grew up with the Wu-Tang Clan. You mentioned you didn't memorize the scripts.
Yeah.
So going into a role like that, like I grew up with those lyrics and memorizing those lyrics. What was it like trying to prepare for that role, and then also like just getting and spitting on the mic?
So Raekwon exists. He's somebody that you can meet. So it really wasn't about acting. You know what I mean? It's not about acting. It's about like being someone that exists. So I had to meet him. And it's not much to get creative about because you see how he walks, you hear how he talks, you see how he eats, how he sits down, he's pulling up his pants, how he, his demeanor, all that, how he embraces you when he gets upset, when he's annoyed, when he starts cussing, etc. I saw it all. I didn't have to make it up. So yeah, that was getting into character. After you understand, as an actor for me, you understand the character that you're about to play first. You do all of that work, the character building first. Everything, like a script, there's no paper right now, but a script is like, you get white piece of paper and then you got all the writing on it. So the white piece of paper is your spirit. How you read those same lines is they're not gonna sound like how I read them naturally, so that's the art of acting. You have to your character building is the white part of the paper. The words is like what comes out of your mouth. It's like you don't have to worry about saying the right thing because you can memorize it. You can just say it. So for me, that's my approach. Just like Miles is like, hey, I'm nice. And Raekwon is like, hey, yo, son, didn't I just tell you? Like, you know what I mean? It's a whole different, yeah. Yeah.
Let's get two more questions from that side of the room, and then I'll pop over here.
Hi. I was just wondering if you could kind of walk us through what recording such a massively scaled film is like in the studio, and also the cast for both of the Spider-Verse films is absolutely insane. Did you ever get a chance to work with them in the studio, or did you kind of do your own thing and they kind of brought them all together?
Did I do my own thing? I see what you did there. I see what you did there. All right. Both films took 4 years to record. Let's start there. So you have 6 sessions a month or 4 sessions a month, and they're 6-hour sessions, and you go in there and you read the lines until you're done. So it could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be however long. So that's the process of filming or recording for Spider-Verse. And then, what was the second half of your question again? Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Haley, Jake Johnson, Brian Tyree Henry, Mahershala. Yeah. Did some good work.
Okay, questions on this side of the room? We'll start right here.
You mentioned not memorizing your lines. So did you actually not know the lyrics to Sunflower in the first movie?
They recorded that when I did not know the lyrics to Sunflower. 100%, that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Right here.
First off, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, eh?
That's good. So we all know that like cons and fans are a huge part of like fandom culture. But I just want to know, did you ever have like a fan interaction or a moment that really stuck with you or was your favorite moment?
Looking back on camera, there's so many heartfelt moments. It's hard to it's almost rude to say one over the other, you know? It's because it varies. It's like there could be a father of two that's like close to tears because of how he feels that the representation impacts his family, you know? I can't really, I'm like, how do I choose that over like this kid that's like, you're my Miles, you know, as his mom is pulling him away and he's like reaching for me and like, you know, they're picking him up and he's like, that's my Miles. Like that's, how do you choose between those two, for example? It's hard to, you know, Comic-Con, the experience, just all the ones that I've been able to do and whatnot, it's been so eye-opening, you know? It's one thing to get the idea that like a lot of people love Spider-Man. It's a whole nother thing to see people from different walks of life, different states, different countries feel the same way about a character that I just happen to be able to play. Like I just don't take that for granted. It's just, you know, I just don't take it for granted. It's hard to choose one, you know?
Question right down here.
Were there any Spider-Men that you connected with?
Like in the film?
Yeah.
You know, Haley's cool, you know. Haley's cool. Jake Johnson's great. He, you know, all of them are really cool, you know. I like Andrew Garfield, though. His performances in the last film was really cool. Tom Holland got the trophy at the moment, but Tobey Maguire is still my favorite. Yeah.
One more question from down the middle, and then we'll head back over to the other side.
Oh, I have a question. So, out of the three Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland, which one would you like to team up with?
So Tom Holland and I would do a very iconic film. I think it would be like the most commercial Spider-Man. I think Andrew Garfield and I would do the edgiest version of Spider-Man. I don't think I need to do it, but Toby's the GOAT, man. He needs to stay where he's at, right there, at the top of the shelf. He doesn't even touch me, you know? Yeah.
Questions on the other side of the room. Now we'll do 4 over there.
Question over here.
How do you make a character such as Miles from Spider-Man, or really just any character, like your own version of that character, especially an iconic one such as Spider-Man / Miles?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're on the other side of the room.
I was looking for you there. How do I...
Basically, how do you make such an iconic character such as Miles / Spider-Man, or just any character, like your own version of that character?
You know, we are who we are, you know what I mean? So I just kind of embrace who I am. And like, for example, my boy Najee, I grew up with Najee, you know? He plays Miles Morales in the video game. And the PlayStation game. He plays Miles in the PlayStation game. And, you know, totally different performances, but you know what I mean? Great either way. So I think they cast it based off of like spirit, you know. Haley is Gwen, you know, in certain ways. I am Miles in certain ways. Jake is Peter in certain ways. So how do you do that? You just find the character in yourself, you know, your heart, your mind, your spirit just like taps into what you're doing. you know, and nobody can mimic those three things. So, yeah.
Have you ever been intimidated stepping into the role of Raekwon?
No, I can't. I don't have the luxury to be intimidated.
Fair enough. Is something in that come natural?
I'm just a fighter, man. You know,
the way it should be then.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna eat my food, or else nobody's not. Like I had one pair of sneakers growing up. I'm not gonna go down the sad story route. It's just that, you know, I wouldn't be on the stage right now if I allowed myself to be intimidated by something like playing a role. It doesn't work that way.
You're a great answer. Next question.
Hi, my name's Aaron. I want to ask you two different questions. Who was your favorite character in all the Spider-Verse movies?
Spider-Punk.
All right. And then, did you feel connected to Miles when you played him?
I am Miles. I wrote it in my journal. I am Miles Morales. I am Spider-Man. I'm sorry if that was a little cocky. I do connect to Miles. I'm inspired by Miles, and I hope to bring the best out of Miles as I play him.
One more question on that side of the room, and then we'll bounce back over here for 4 questions.
Hi, Shamiek.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how about you?
Feel good.
Awesome. My question might be a little bit more broad. Out of all the characters that you've played, Miles, Malcolm, etc., which one do you think you relate to the most?
I am literally all of my characters because of how I approach it. You know, it's like I find it in me, so I'm not acting. You know, so with Raekwon, like I had to find how to pull off his demeanor, because like if I didn't meet him, I couldn't like be something like that. Same thing like with Miles, I have more freedom because it's kind of like, how do you interpret Miles, you know? So I say that to say either way, if it's somebody existing or if it's up to me to play around, I still have to find it in my bubble, in my body, you know, my suit. My frequency has to be like believable, or it doesn't have my touch on it, you know? Because I don't approach it like, oh my God, Peter, why? It's not. It's more like, yo, Peter, I don't understand. Like, it's got to be real, you know. It has to feel like it's coming from. Has to have texture, you know, not one layer. It has to have levels. So, I hope I answered your question.
And questions over here. We'll get you guys. You first. Excuse me.
So you mentioned earlier that Tobey Maguire was your favorite Spider-Man, and he has a lot of like recognizable, like quotable quotes. What's your favorite quote from the Tobey Maguire movies?
I don't know about the word right now, but I'm seeing this.
And question back here.
Hey, what is your favorite song from the soundtracks?
It's probably Sunflower. That's the most iconic, you know, that's pretty much the Spider-Man of the Miles Morales movies, right? It's pretty much that.
Two more questions. One here.
Yeah.
Hey, Shamiek.
Hey.
How you doing? I saw you Friday.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember me because I'm Prince now.
Yeah, I see.
So I saw Dope. I saw Spider-Man 1 and 2. I saw 2 twice. I like it. And I saw the Wu-Tang, which I got to watch season 2, 3. I think, Did you do 4?
We did 3 seasons, but it gets really good second and third season. Just get through the first one and you're good.
So out of all 3 of those, which one of those do you like? Oh, and Dope. I think I didn't put Dope in there either.
Yeah, that's similar to the. It's a moment of. It just depends on the day, you know. When I'm feeling like. When I'm a boxer, I love to box, but I've been boxing for 8 years. So when I'm in the gym and whatnot, I'm listening to Biggie. I'm listening to Wu-Tang. I'm more Raekwon energy. I'm gonna like, you know. So when I'm in New York and I go out and I'm partying and like the security guard is like, "Hey, yo, son, that's Raekwon right there." I'm happy I play Raekwon in that moment, you know. But on the other hand, you know, I'm eating ramen at one of my favorite ramen spots in New York, and I'm sitting down talking to someone, and this kid is like, I can't wait to see the new Spider-Verse movie because he hears my voice. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, those moments are like, oof. Or just being at Comic-Con and seeing like, come on, 90% of you are for me because of Spider-Verse. So I'm happy about Spider-Verse. So today, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's Spider-Man for sure. Like, so it just depends on the day, the mood, the interaction. They're all me, and I put my soul into them. So, you know, it's a part of me. Yeah.
All right. Well, who did I? You. Yeah, we'll get one more question here. I'll get to you guys later. One more question on this, then we'll head over to the other side. You okay? You hanging in there with all the questions?
Oh, I love these questions. I don't want to stop.
Hey, Shamiek.
Hey.
I was just going to ask you, who inspired you the most with making your music? I'm a big fan. Just like Ride the Beat. You do need to put 358 back on Apple Music because I'm a little upset about that. I love that album.
Oh, man. Dude, what's your name?
My name is Adam.
Adam. We shifting the frequency real soon, Adam. We shifting the frequency real soon. I was at the table yesterday, and this guy was in a different line. Sorry. He was like, album coming soon? I was like, is that the energy I'm giving off? He was like, you look like a rapper. So I thought that was funny, but no, 30058, it's on SoundCloud still. It's not on Apple Music, but all those, the songs are, I was young, man. So the adult songs are, I'm fiddling my hands. Yeah, my more, to be honest, and I'll move on after this, but I've had music that only really reflected Atlanta, which was too, it didn't, for you guys meeting me up here, me saying some of the things that might be reality to me, might be a little shocking to like a father of two that know me from Spider-Man, you know? And the reality is I have to respect that because I value these moments, you know? So I have to make music that's world music, not so limited to, it needs to be cultural, but it needs to transcend culture as well. So just like Spider-Man, just like Wu-Tang, for example. And me being in the middle of those two iconic, like transcending brands or whatever, there's an opportunity to like do something that really means something to humanity, and I intend to wear my mask in a way that makes me a hero. So, yeah.
We'll head to the, oh yeah, nice. Gonna head over to the other side of the room for 4 questions.
So there's already like music related questions that were asked, but since Spider-Verse has such like an iconic soundtrack, do you have a favorite movie soundtrack or just album?
You know what I was thinking? I saw the new Matrix because my friend Yaya is in it from The Get Down. And, you know, the first Matrix was like my favorite. It was so, she's like, took me to the next, like, this, it was amazing, right? I felt like, I don't know if y'all listen to Playboi Carti, but Playboi Carti had an album called Red. Was it Red? Yeah, he was like it's a whole lot of red. He was, the kids, do not let your kids listen to this album. Let me be clear. Yeah, but that whole album should have been the soundtrack of the movie, The New Matrix. I wanted to say that out loud. But as far as like, no, I don't know. Spider-Verse is killing it. How about that? Spider-Verse in theaters now.
I want to know, what's your favorite thing to do like outside of filming?
I love to box. Yeah. Oh, and I'm making clothes now too. I love to do that.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Quick question. Well, who's your favorite Spider-Man villain?
Spider-Man what?
Villain.
Venom.
Awesome.
Yeah. By the way, me and Tom Hardy on camera. Oh, that's an unexpected twist for you. I mean, for real. That'll be a great movie. He's a great actor. He's probably my favorite actor. Tom Hardy. Yeah.
One more question on that side, way off into the side.
Which Spider-Man movie do you prefer? Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse?
Into the Spider-Verse has a complete thought. I have to say, for example, I like to know if I have a conversation, I want to finish my conversation. I don't want to be cut off or nothing like that. Now, on the other hand, I can appreciate mystique and mystery. So the second one ends on that cliffhanger, and I'm like, I kind of need the third one to finish my thought, to finish my conversation. So just based off of my nature, I might be leaning towards Into the Spider-Verse. But I can't wait for the third one, Beyond the Spider-Verse, because it'll probably, do what it needs to do to complete my thought, my conversation. Yeah.
Let's head over to this side of the room again for a few more questions. We got about 10 minutes to go, so let's do this.
Woo!
You're going to be headed back to your table to sign some more and hang out once we're done here?
Absolutely.
Cool. So if you didn't have your chance for your question now, you know where to go.
Yep.
Hi.
Hey.
So I was wondering, other than like the scenes that were in the movie, was there any scenes that were cut from Spider-Verse that you wish were in there and like had fun scenes?
I didn't even remember at least 25% of that movie, If not more. I'm being I don't want to be saying 50% because I did remember things, but there's over 4 years, there's so many things that didn't make the film. I didn't know we were ending right there, So, yes. I don't know anything, I'm telling you, until it comes out. I find out with y'all.
Question right down the middle.
Out of every single one of your roles, which one is your absolute favorite?
It's probably Spider-Man, to be honest. It's probably Spider-Man. It's doing the most for my life. You know what I mean? Gotta give it credit where it's due. My ego wants to be like one of the ones where I'm on camera. No, Spider-Man.
Okay, got 2 questions over here, then we're going to bounce back.
Did you read the books before, during, or after?
I didn't read the books.
You didn't read them at all?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry to be I'm sorry if that's disappointing. I saw it was something on Disney XD where Childish Gambino Donald Glover was voicing Miles for 15, 20 seconds. He made an appearance, and that's my first time I saw Miles Morales, and that stuck with me because the animation of Miles in that moment it looked like my face. Somebody took a picture and drew my face. I'm telling you. And then, I was young. I was 14, 15, 16, something like that. And then by the time I was 19, writing in that journal, the first thing I said was, I am Miles Morales. I'm Spider-Man, because in my mind, somebody drew my face. So, yeah.
Okay, one more question here, then we'll head over to the other side.
Hello.
Hey.
So I was just wondering, I think a lot of us watch all kinds of Spider-Man movies, TV shows, everything because of the piece of nostalgia they give us.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering, does recording for Miles kind of give you that nostalgic feeling that watching a movie like that would give you?
Yes. I feel like the answer should be yes. So I'm going to say yes. Yeah.
We got time for 4 more questions from that side of the room, and let's make this happen.
Besides Miles Morales,
what's up, dude? You were at my table.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cool kid right there.
Besides Miles Morales, what Spider-Man would you want to play?
It'd have to be Spider-Punk. If it wasn't Miles Morales, I don't think there's another Spider-Man I could play.
Hey, Shamiek.
Hey.
I just wanted to say Miles is a really special character and, it means a lot to me. So I was just wondering, is there anything specific you want to see in Beyond the Spider-Verse, how you want your character to wrap up or transition?
Wow, I look older. Yeah. That's what I would like to see. I hope that answered your question, But on a serious note, if not, I would love to see I'm curious how Gwen and Miles are gonna where they're gonna, cause she played him, man. She was playing with his heart. Play with my guy like that, She's gonna have to earn that the hard way. They shouldn't get back together this next movie. That's my opinion. Maybe the movie after.
Okay.
So we saw a sneak peek of Miles in Across the Spider-Verse as like a Prowler version. I was just wondering how you think you're going to voice the two personality types, being different personalities because one's Spider-Man and one's the Prowler.
They'll have a different actor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we have one more in the back here.
We have time for 2 more questions, actually.
All right, we have one here and then one over there.
What was it like being in the movie?
What is it like? It's moments like this, I'm telling you, that really makes what is it like a real answer. It's like it's like getting on an airplane and then it's like you're scared at first and it's like, yeah, but then you start coasting. And you look out the window and you see like the water or like the clouds and stuff, and you start seeing how beautiful the world can be. That's this movie. It's like my ego. Oh shoot! It took this long. Oh, finally it's out. And ooh, look at the world. Seriously, that's what it's like. Yeah.
All right, and we have our final question back here. Go ahead, stand up.
Which character is your favorite when you acted at any of the movies? Which character was your favorite?
I wouldn't be here today if I didn't do the movie Dope. Mm-hmm. So that has a special spot in my heart. But the range that I get to show playing Raekwon is like kind of why I'm doing this acting thing in general, So it's very difficult to choose because, and then Spider-Verse is the one changing my life, like actually elevating my perspective and stuff. You know what character I like to play? Shamiek. No, for real. Working on directing that. Being the best director of my life, Yeah.
That is awesome. And can't thank you enough for coming out and doing this.
Thank you.
And you guys know what to do. Shamiek Moore!
Woo! Thank you, guys.
I think you need more than that. It's the final panel of the day.
Yes.
He's going to be hanging out.
Thank you. I appreciate that, guys. I'll be out there.